Welcome, everybody. It is Crypto Moose, and it's time to get loose. Mitchell Bouchard, your crypto and NFT investor. What we're going to do on this episode is give you 5 crypto investing tips that I wish I knew sooner. So hopefully this will save you guys a bunch of headaches down the road. So nothing in this video should be taken as financial advice. Invest at your own risk. Also, at the same time, if you guys can so kindly, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You guys know what to do. And also head over to the link tree. So we will talk about that at the end of the video. So there's a lot going on in crypto right now. Elections in the US are around 4 days away. Today we are November 1st, 2024. And it's my opinion that we are going to continue this bullish momentum. On the year, Bitcoin's up 95%. And it just broke out of a bullish flag here. And basically, guys, Bitcoin is going to pump typically every 4 years post halving. So the halving is a big event. Basically, there's 21 million Bitcoin. That's the total amount that will ever be mined. Most of the supply is already out. And every 4 years, the remaining supply, the amount of Bitcoin that are left, it gets cut in half for the miners. So the mining rewards gets cut in half. So all the miners that are verifying transactions, doing all the hard tasks, they are not going to get the same amount of Bitcoin that they did 4 years ago. So for example, you're going to get 1 Bitcoin per block reward, then it's going to be 0.5, 0.25, and it goes on and on and on. So to get the remaining supply, the remaining Bitcoin that are left is going to be difficult. So that's going to add to the scarcity, and that's typically why you see exponential price movements. Okay, so that's one factor. So guys, comment down below, what price do you think Bitcoin will get to? That's something to keep in mind. So I'm going to assume that a lot of you are new to crypto, and just to give you that example, Bitcoin is the OG. Bitcoin is the first token that really worked. Right? So it's the first real introduction of blockchain technology. And we have a bunch of different things after that. But it goes into the first point here, and that is that boring is good. Okay? So when you're getting into crypto, you're going to hear many different people, maybe even myself. I do it quite a bit. They're going to talk about meme coins and other projects. That's wonderful. But you have to look at it from a speculative standpoint, especially with the memes and things that you think are going to happen. That's cool, but don't put all your money. I don't do it. You can't put all your money into a space that's already speculative, like crypto, because we don't know what will happen with Bitcoin. Satoshi could reveal himself. It could be Crypto Moose. We don't know. Probably not, because the Moose's math skills are really bad. Like, I would have never pulled off the white paper or the Moose paper. So guys, really, think about this. Bitcoin is good in terms of a safer investment, long-term macro. So if you zoom out, Bitcoin should do well. Ethereum, right? A lot of people like it, right? So Ethereum, that was the introduction to an all-purpose based blockchain where you could build dApps on top of it. So you could have things like self-executing activities, like, for example, you could have DeFi. So that's where you could do lending and borrowing on the blockchain. So instead of just sending tokens, you could do more. You could add more code. And that's where the power of Ethereum came in, and ETH was first. So they also went from proof of work like Bitcoin to now proof of stake. So you can do a lot more with something like Ethereum. You could build on top of it. Whereas Bitcoin's quite limited, but potentially it's going to have a lot more capabilities with Cardano and UTXOs. But with that being said, guys, boring is good. So, nothing fast ever lasts. So Bitcoin took its time to grow. Yeah, it's had major moments, but Ethereum is not going away, in my opinion. Bitcoin is most likely never going to go away. Tether, kind of boring. But again, this is a stable coin. You can take some Tether and stake it. It's boring, but it works. So keep that in mind. Don't take 100% of your money. Let's say you even have $50 and you're starting out. We'll talk about that in a different point. But don't just throw everything into Bitcoin. Don't just throw everything into, memes. Like go here and be like, oh, I'm going to dump everything on Pepe, or I'm going to dump everything on Notcoin, and you don't even know what it is. All right. So at least with Bitcoin, at least with the boring stuff, we know that people want it. They use it. Large financial institutions use it, right? And the Moose uses it, right? Like the Moose hodls, really. So that's good. Guys, keep that in mind. If I started, guys, I was buying Ethereum at $40. I think it was $40 USD when it first came out. I had a couple tokens. And then I remember buying it vividly at $80 with an Exodus Eden. And I spread it across a bunch of garbage. I did end up holding some Doge. I got lucky. But had I just bought Ethereum and held and kept buying, I would be in a way different position. So remember, boring is good. Okay, so number 2, balanced portfolio. So what I mean by that is you want to have a strategy and stick to it. You don't want to over diversify. So again, let's say you have $1,000, okay? Maybe it took you some time. You worked over summer. I'm talking to those of you that are just getting started. Obviously, you don't have $10 million. Then you'd be playing a different game. Let's say you have $1,000 and that means a lot to you. Well, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to want to hyper focus. For example, let's say 50% of your money, you're going to take long term, put it on Bitcoin. Bitcoin should appreciate in value, and it's probably going to go up 10 to 20% per year. That's my guess. Nobody knows for sure, but let's say you do that, okay? That's great. Now 50%, you're going to research and put it maybe into 1 or 2 different assets. That could be Solana. This is another smart contract based platform with more speed compared to Ethereum. Probably going to break out and do well. But Solana is something that I think could do well over the next few years, especially in 2025. I think this will be $800 minimum. And then you can study other chains and then pick. My point is, I don't want you to just get into crypto and start dumping money into memes or into real world assets and RWAs, because that's more speculative. I recommend that you do more research, especially with the low cap stuff. You guys know what Bitcoin is. I already explained it. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's an asset. But ultimately, you want to re-strategize every month or so because things change. The market changes. You become more experienced. As you grow and change, the market changes as well, right? People have cell phones. Now we have fast cell phones. When I was growing up, we just had flip phones. So imagine how people are going to interact with technology. You're not going to know for sure, but we do know that AI is a thing. Robots are a thing. So AI is probably a good play. I'm a little bit into it, but I personally like the Web3, the gaming metaverse. I like DeFi, so things where I can stake, and we'll talk about that in a different point, okay? So comment down below if you have to reassess your portfolio. Nothing wrong with that. If you ended up doing what I did in the early phase when I was investing, just throwing money, buying every token, I used to do that with sports cards where I'm like, oh, I want to buy every player. I should have just bought LeBron, right? I should have just bought Shohei Ohtani, stuff like that. So number 3, secure your crypto. There's a lot to mention here. Avoid scams. On top of this, basically what you want to do is use a hardware wallet if you can. So guys, go to my link tree if you want. What I recommend, if you can afford it, okay? If you only have $100 or less, guys, don't buy a hardware wallet. It's going to take out half of your portfolio. But if you've got $1,000, guys, get a hardware wallet. What you can do with this is when you're interacting with your crypto, you can have it password protected and you have to physically tap the device to sign transactions. So this will save you 10% off Ethereum. This is a wallet that you can use with your cell phone, both iOS, Android. Fantastic wallet. There's also the Tangem ring. I'm wearing it right now. And I like this. So it does help support the channel, but it does save you money. And for 50 bucks, you can get the 2-card set. We also have other wallets. I recommend that. If you like Ledger, get it. One key. I don't care what wallet you guys get, but pick up a hardware wallet. That's the best way where you can store your Bitcoin and your main assets, okay? On top of that, what you want to keep in mind is that if somebody asks you for your private keys, do not give it to them. So this is known as cold storage. So basically what you'll do is you'll create a non-custodial wallet. So if you were to pick one up, what you're going to be given is 12, 15, 24 words. And with those words, they are an encrypted version of your private keys. So your words are a way where you can restore your wallet. So you want to keep that in a separate spot. I have videos on this on the channel. So if I go to YouTube, let me give you guys a quick guide. We also have online courses, guys. So take one of my courses. They're like 10 bucks. You guys can learn a ton. And especially if you're just starting out in crypto, this is something that can help you out a lot. So here's my channel, right? And if you guys go here, I teach you how to set up wallets. So if you're in a Cardano specifically, I've got ways in which I show you step-by-step how to set up a wallet. If you want to know how to set up a Tangem, I show you guys step-by-step. So we've got tons of different videos guiding you guys how to send, receive. That's the point of this channel, okay? So that's one thing. Never let anybody know what your words are. You may get an email. People are going to try to fish you, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to email you and say, hey, so-and-so needs this info from you. Guys, don't tell people anything, right? Keep quiet. So that's something to keep in mind for sure. So what else do we have here? We've got some good info. So secure your crypto. I mean, guys, avoid scams. Take your time, protect your crypto. If you got $1,000 on a hot wallet, right, where your funds are on the internet, guys, start going to cold storage. So start using a hardware wallet, because if you got $1,000 on Coinbase, somebody gets in your Coinbase account, they send tokens away, you're screwed. You're done, right? Somebody gets into your MetaMask and you're not using a hardware wallet. Somebody gets in there, they sign one transaction, it's gone. So risk-free investing, this is number 4. Okay, so what I mean by this is stake your crypto. So the cool thing about crypto, if you own some Bitcoin, if you have some Ethereum, let's say you have some Cardano or AVAX, something like that, Chainlink's been doing well. A lot of these assets, they allow you to stake and you can earn a little bit of the remaining supply. So this is known as POS, proof of stake. So for example, with Solana, you can take your Solana and you can stake it and earn 6 to 10% a year, and you can unstake it very swiftly. So there's liquid staking where you get a little less return, but you can pull out whenever you want. And then there's lock staking, which is great in a bear market, but in a bull market, you want to stay a little more liquid. But ultimately, guys, especially with Cardano, something like that, you can take your Cardano, hold it in a hardware wallet, and you can stake. And I have videos on this. I show you guys how to do it. You can stake to an ISPO. You can earn tokens before the project launches, right? So that's an initial stake pool offering. I've got videos on that. But maximize how much you can make, because with crypto, you own your asset. You become your own bank. And there are other tools. There's projects like Meld where you can take all of your assets and do lending and borrowing, etc. Maximize this. Think long term. Don't think in a week long term. Think in 6-year terms. So for example, I had $100 in crypto when I first started for the first year. Then I essentially had almost nothing. Then I put in a couple thousand, built to 10,000, then etc. So it's just been ballooning since then, because I consistently learn and invest, and I stake quite a few assets for the long haul. So guys, comment down below if you're staking. What do you use for that? I've got tons of videos on that. So number 5, this is the final one, and then we got a little bonus tip. Mistakes are okay. You're either winning or you're learning. Let's say you had $1,000 in crypto, you bought some memes, you lost it all. Guys, who cares? Who cares? You can accumulate more money. You can think bigger. You can work a side hustle. You can bring down some expenses. And I believe that you can get it far beyond where you ever thought was imaginable. Part of that is learning. So you're either winning or you're learning. So you're either learning something, and if you make a mistake, you're learning. Okay? So you can educate yourself, watch the channel, watch other people, take an online course. We got tons for you. But ultimately, mistakes are okay. I always tell people when you get into crypto, buy an NFT. So go to the link tree. I got some links here. So these are new projects, by the way. You guys can stake to the Toki stake pool. You guys can get in on new projects. I've got tons of ways in which you guys can earn money easily. So let's say we go to, I'm wondering if this would be, yeah, this should be JPEG Store. So if we go to JPEG Store, let's say you guys never bought an NFT, right? This is just on Cardano because it's cheap. You guys can learn to buy based on different tutorials I have as well. Pick up an NFT, see what it looks like in your wallet, experience sending and receiving NFTs. If you don't know about NFTs, just start by doing it. Same with crypto, like tokens. You guys can just pick up some Bitcoin, play around with $10. If you lose the $10 and mess up, who cares? Make the mistake now when you have only a couple dollars and not when you have hundreds of thousands of dollars. All right. So bonus tip, let's end this off. Create an alliance. So partner with different people. You guys can reach out to me as well. Head over to the link tree. Guys, join my Discord. So I have a Discord. You guys can reach me by email. So I've got that for you. By YouTube, you guys can comment down below. Right? So here we got Discord, TikTok, Twitter. Guys, reach out to me. I can answer whatever questions you have. So guys, those are all the tips. Just take your time and embrace those techniques. So with that being said, the moose is loose. We'll see you guys in the next one.